Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe, and you're checking out Weekend at Gabe's, and thanks for checking out this latest episode. While you're here, also follow us on these social medias at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. Thanks for checking us out.
You're checking out Weekend at Gabe's with Weekend Gabe, the real Sam Crane, super producer extraordinaire, is joining us. We got a big show coming up, the return of Thursday Thunnies, Baby Horchata, a local South suburban comedian south of Chicago is joining us later on. He's going to rep for the city either way because he's a Sox fan, so we got love when he as soon as he touches base. But then, but coming up from the West Coast, one of, like Sam was mentioning, just an absolute stellar, fantastic artist who is multi-talented, multi-dimensional, and has been in the game for 10 years recording records independently and has been absolutely crazy doing it. It is a pleasure to introduce Shoelacebelt joining us here on
What up?
Evening. How are you?
Good. Chilling. How you guys doing?
Good, man. We appreciate you so much for joining us and jumping on with us. I read that you don't like to be referred to as a rapper. You want to be known as an artist. How hard is that? Because folks just look at people who rap and they're like, you're just a rapper. But how hard is it to change minds and opinions about the idea that you're more than that?
Well, I mean, when I first started, I was like a rapper, literally. Like, I didn't make beats. I didn't do anything but rap on other people's beats. So it was like transitioning into becoming like more like of an artist, like making my own beats, making my own videos, like starting to sing. It was like people still see me as a rapper, but I'm actually doing like more now. So it was kind of hard at first, but I feel like new people that like come around, like they start to hear me, they're like, oh, okay, like he's not just this rapper guy, like as opposed to like people who were there in the beginning, they're like, oh, why don't you rap anymore or stuff like that. Like,
right. Do you deal with that a lot, like sort of the old fan base versus the new fan base? Like, do they butt heads like a little bit?
Not so much anymore. Like when I was like in school, it was kind of more like that. But now it's kind of like people kind of just like let me do my thing, so it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. I noticed throughout your music, there's like, because I like that Gabe brought that up because you're not a rapper, man. Like you make damn near pop music to me. That's how I feel, and emo music too. Like, can you talk about sort of your love with music? I mean, obviously you started rapping, but like I feel like your music taste is way deeper than that, especially listening to your music now, like the recent stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I like all types of music. Like for sure, like my goal right now, one of my goals is like to make like Backstreet Boys type music, like just like pop music with like hip hop type drums and like just that gives you that feel good, like I don't know, talking about love and whatever, like because no one's really doing that right now for the most part. Everyone's on their like tough guy stuff and like I don't know, I just want to make something to make people happy, and or if you have some feelings you want to like go through or whatever, like I don't know, just that kind of stuff. And like I don't know, I listen to everything these days. I've been listening to Charlie XCX a lot.
Hey,
shout out. Like Kanye, of course. Like I listen to everything. I don't know if you guys have heard of Joyce Manor. They're like a kind of local band. They're pretty big now, but they're from like my area.
Okay.
And, like so I listen to like literally everything. But for me, when I try to make music, I try to like just make something a little more like palatable for everybody, like something that people can enjoy, like try not to curse so like the kids can listen to it, whatever, like parents, like try to just keep it like organic as possible.
hell yeah.
Let's turn back the hands of the time and go 10 years back. You and your friend Ramiro, you guys are in a group called Distance. He's doing the music, you're doing the singing and rapping. Talk about like sort of that moment of discovering your passion to make music and also finding your voice. What was that moment like?
Dang, it's funny that you mentioned that. It's actually his birthday today.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Rest in peace, Romero. That's my boy forever. Wouldn't be here without him. But yeah, it was just like, I don't know, I had always wanted to make music, and then I guess he had too. And then I don't know, when we met, we were just like, why don't we just actually do it? And like his mom was down to buy like all the equipment, and like we were just in his room just figuring it out. Somehow he was like able to make beats, and I was just like not the best, but like I was able to rap a little bit. So we just like kept doing it until people started to like it, and I don't know. He taught me how to make beats a little bit, and I don't know. Here we are.
Yeah. How did not to take it to a dark place, but how did losing him in 2018, did that sort of change your outlook, light a fire under your butt like a little bit? To because I seen sort of in these last 2-3 years that the almost the urgency has like picked up from your end.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, well, for a minute, I wasn't even like dropping music. I was just producing and shooting videos because I didn't really know what kind of music I wanted to make. Like I was kind of like finding my little lane or like my wave, and then I started making more music or dropping more music, and then yeah, like it was tough for sure. Like I didn't even know if I wanted to keep making music because like doing it with him, like that was like the whole like vision, you know. I was like, we're gonna be doing this together forever, like. So it was tough to keep it going, but got to keep it going for him, you know. Got to win that Grammy so I can shout him out on stage one day.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just trying to keep putting stuff out, make him proud, and yeah, do it for all of us, all my homies, and everyone who's ever believed in me.
How does the skate culture get intertwined into the music? Because we see it a lot in your videos and the projection of your music. Like, what does the skate culture mean?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like my music isn't like cool enough to be in skate videos, but that's like the goal. My goal is to be in like a cool skate video or like a skate video game. But I mean, I just love skating since I was a kid. So for me, it's like everything. Like if I go outside, I'm not gonna walk. I'm gonna go skate. Like it's just part of it. Hit the skate park with the homies. Even if we're not skating, we'll just chill. Like it's just a part of my life, little lifestyle, I guess. And yeah, but that is the goal though, to get into some cool skate videos, and then because I found out about so much cool music through skate videos and like skateboarding, so that would be like a cool thing.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. And I seen you. I mean, obviously you got the online gaming going, so you be doing stuff, and I think that's Skate 2 that you be playing, or maybe a more recent game.
Oh, I play Skater XL most of the time. Then new
Right,
one.
yeah. Sorry, that's the one.
Fun.
But I seen you do tricks on the game and then turn around and do the exact same trick in real life. Do you ever fall, man? Like, is there ever a video? Like, I know
Yeah,
obviously
it's
it's fine to
fall.
be taken to you hitting your nuts on the grind bar, but like, does that ever happen to you in real life, man? You ever had like a serious injury? Because I tried to learn skating and then I fell off like pretty hard a couple times, and I was like, I'm done with this. I don't need any hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I fall like almost every time I skate. Like it's just part of it, you know. Like you're gonna take a little slam here and there. But like one time, a long time ago, me and my homie were bombing this hill, and like I thought we were gonna go straight. He thought we were gonna turn right, and we crashed into each other. And I like hit my head on the curb. Like it was like gnarly. Like I was bleeding all like out of my ear. Like it was crazy. But I ended up being okay after everything. Like had to go to the hospital for sure. But yeah, still skating.
Did that knock some of the creative juices loose? Were you like, oh shit, I gotta go get a Grammy right now? Like,
I hope so. I don't know. Hopefully it didn't damage me. But yeah, so yeah, it's just part of it. Like you got to work through it. A lot of people are like, yeah, I don't skate anymore because I fell. I'm like, dude, I fell yesterday. But I get it. It's just not worth it for some people, and some people it's like part of the fun.
Yeah.
I would try to avoid having any blood coming out of my ear. You know, that would scare me. I definitely would probably stop after that. But your name comes from the skate culture. I looked this up. Shoelacebelt. It's a shoelace that's used as a belt. I had no idea this was a thing. So, is this common occurrence in the skate culture?
Yeah,
how does it look?
It's just like a normal. Like I guess it's because like it's like lightweight and stuff, like compared to a bigger belt. And then like a lot of people had the belt buckles back in the day, and like that kind of gets in the way when you're like bending over and like doing all this stuff.
Right.
So it's like it's cool. But honestly, I got that name because I was trying to be like Earl Sweatshirt. So I was like, oh, like what's some type of like article of clothing I just landed on Shoelacebelt. I like searched it up and it wasn't taken. I got like the Instagram and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna be Shoelacebelt.
Yo, I love it. I've never understood why, but thank you for explaining it. I finally get that, like, the belt buckle becomes almost a weapon when you move in at velocity. Like, you can definitely get hurt with that. I want to talk a little bit about that producer tag, the DJ tag. I cannot get enough of the Shoelacebelt. This shit is stupid dummy fire.
Nice.
I live for that, man. When was the? I think it speaks to sort of how you keep things simple, but also how you like make people feel good. When did you settle on that? Like, when was that? Like, this is my tag.
I don't know. One day, excuse me, I just burped a little bit. Sorry. One day I was just, I was like, I need a tag because I'm like listening to all these beats that people make, and I'm like, I need people to know that I'm making these beats. So I'm like, just trying to think of a tag, and like originally I had this idea. Like a while ago, I did a cameo with Bam Margera and like had him shout out my music.
Yeah,
and that was really cool. And like people were like, "Oh, dang, that's crazy!" So it was cool. So I was gonna do another cameo with Christy Carlson Romano, if you remember her from Disney Channel.
Oh yeah.
And I was gonna have her be like, "Oh, like shout out Shoelacebelt, his music, stupid dummy fire." But then I never ended up doing it. And I was like, "What if I just like made that into like a tag or something?" Stupid dummy fire, because it was just funny to me. I was like, "That's so stupid." But and then I ended up doing it, and then I didn't want to pay for someone to like recite the tag, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have it like be like a computer talking, and then ended up with that.
It's so genuine, and just like, you know, it feels like putting on a really well tailored coat. You know, like whenever you're listening to the music, it's like, oh, it's Shoelacebelt. Like this one's gonna be fire. Like,
thank you, man. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out a new tag too. Like one of the homegirls wants to do it. Like she wanted to redo that tag, but I'm like, no, it's like I gotta leave it how it is. I gotta come up with a new tag if it's gonna be like a real person. So I'm trying to think of something funny enough. So we'll see.
Okay, can we transition to some of the music? You had the Skate 08s and Heartbreak EP, and so you mentioned kind of like Kanye being like one of the artists that you've been following. But I also saw that I don't know if this is real or not. So you tell us. Is Kanye really following you on Twitter?
No, for sure not. I wish. Yeah, I just saw that. I saw someone post that, and I was like, I'm gonna post this too. Everyone was like, "Oh, like in my DMs, they're like, dang, that's crazy." I had to tell everyone it was fake, so it was just me having fun.
What about the Skate 08s? Because the 808s and Heartbreak, obviously, that's a very emotional record, and you have a great pen for digging into love and an emotion, and this record really pulls that out. Thank you for calling. You made a video for that. That's probably my favorite record off here as well. But talk about like what that record meant for you to sort of put your own, vibe and spin to it.
Well, I'm still hoping that he doesn't sue me. That's the main thing. So that should be, hopefully we'll see what happens there. But I don't know. I just like, I made that as a joke. Like, I was like, oh, Skate 08s and Heartbreak dropping soon. I just like said that. And I was like, what if I actually made something called Skate 08s and Heartbreak? And then like, I tried to make the cover. I had my homie help me out with it. And I was like, this is kind of cool. Like, this is like a little thing. And then I had like some songs, and I was like, let me get all my like emotional songs together and see what I can do. Because like Thank You for Calling was like already a year old when I had dropped it on there, but I was like, I feel like it fits with this vibe. So like just putting that stuff together, and then like, I don't know, took my heart. That was like a year old. I was just sitting on it, and like, I don't know, I was just like, I feel like it's time to make like a semi-serious project. And people received it pretty well. Like I advertised it though, and like people were not feeling the Kanye flip for sure. They were like, "Oh, you let Kanye down," like stuff like that. I'm like, what?
That's crazy. I think the first record that I listened from you, and I want to say, now something shook in my brain. I want to say I found it on Ill Roots. Like I think Ill Roots picked you up, the Cyberspace and Shoelacebelt tape.
Okay,
which contains some of the songs from the Sponsor Me tape, of which my favorite is Obvious.
okay, nice.
Yeah, and I just like it struck me so crazy because I was literally like playing the song on repeat like all week, and I couldn't get over the tag. I couldn't get over just like the melody of like everything going on. Talk about your relationship with sort of cyberspace and how y'all work together as sort of a collaboration.
That's just my boy. Like we're actually working on a second project right now. It's pretty much done. We just got to get like a cover for it and like master everything, but that should be coming soon. But yeah, that's just my boy. Like it's just we have a lot of similar influences. So like when it comes to making music, it's really easy. Like it's just fun times. We're just messing around the whole time, and like we can like I can tell him like, oh, okay, like this is good or this is not good, and he'll tell me the same, and like we don't get offended or anything. Like just real genuine. So I love working with him for sure. Shout out Cyberspace. Hey.
Hell yeah, and working on the album arts, I think, is also sort of what makes you unique. And you do a lot of what I thought was interesting. Even going through your videos, you don't show your face a lot, like, which is why I was surprised that you agreed to the interview so quick. Because I was like, he seems like MC Escher, like you don't want to like show his face or like be associated with it. Talk about sort of your visual style because it's got this computer vibe, but it's also like retro and I mean digital. I think is like the best way to describe it. What do you look for when you're making a video or even an album art, something visual?
For me, it's usually about like just trying to keep it interesting, do something new, something that like no one's really doing at the time at least, or like I like doing data mosh, which like A$AP Rocky obviously did in that one video, but like I was doing it like before that and like not putting the videos out because I wasn't sure if people were gonna like it, and then everyone loved it, and I was like, dang, I should have been doing this. So like stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, I just like stuff that's like just trippy or like just I don't know, like I guess different, like not a regular music video of someone just like standing here and then standing there and then
that's
like,
that's the other thing I noticed. You don't do the rapping at the camera or the singing at the camera type video.
I try not to because
it's got this texture, like
Yeah, because I shoot a lot of music videos for other people too, and like that's what we end up doing most of the time. So I'm like, okay, I know what I don't want to do. Because like they'll come to me and they'll be like, oh, like let's just shoot here and here. I'm like, all right, do you have any like ideas? And they're like, nah. And I'm like, all right.
Well, that's funny. That's a great segue into like working with other artists because you also help write songs as well. So what is that experience like trying to bring out someone's well, maybe not in your example there of having an idea, but an artist who does kind of have an idea of the way that they want to express themselves. How does that work with you trying to bring their vision into song mode and working with them?
I mean, for me, it's more like I kind of naturally come up with melodies like pretty easily. So I'll like come up with a melody, put some words to it or whatever, and then like I'll let them decide if those words like agree with how they feel or whatever, and then if not, they can just build on that or like kind of take it and make it their own. But for the most part, like writing, I like writing because I feel like sometimes, not that I could like come up with like a better song or something, but like I just want to like do my best to help the song be as good as it can be,
Right.
So like I'm like, okay, like let's see what this would sound like or what this would sound like. Like I try not to be like too mean about it. Like, oh yeah, do this.
Is there a satisfaction as well to see them reach like their height or their peak working with you as it is the same as you having success by yourself? Like, does their success equal out to the same satisfaction?
Yeah, for sure. And like doing stuff with Cyberspace, like I help him write a lot, like and like melodies wise, like he'll write his own lyrics and stuff, obviously, but I'll help him come up with melodies and like just seeing the song be done, and like he'll even change it and like make it his own. And I'm like, dang, like that was cool. Like that's not even what I was imagining. Like that's better than what I thought it was gonna be. So stuff like that is always cool.
Do you find that more often than not you get to a place like that after collaborating, or is there like a certain amount where you're just like, this didn't pan out the way that I wanted to?
I mean, it just depends who I'm working with, I guess. That's why like I really like working with Cyberspace, because usually it'll come out like really good. Or like this girl Celeste that I work with, we usually like can figure out like something good by the end of the session. And like, yeah, I'm trying to work with more artists as like a songwriter for sure, because that'd be like a cool lane to go into. I just kind of do it here and there with my friends, but I would like to get into that more for sure.
For sure.
Before we let you go, I wanted to get to this one question that was you raised in the Voyage LA piece from earlier this year. It's just about being in this work for 10 years, working your way into these transitions from artist to director, performer, like you said, writer. But now you're at a point where it's sustainable for your livelihood. And that's a really, remarkable moment for you. But take us to that moment when you got to that point where like I can live off this work and I don't have to like wonder, like you talk about wondering if I ever wouldn't have made it. But now that you're here, how does that feeling feel? Because I know there's a lot of artists, independent artists we have come on who are also chasing that sustainability and wanting to get to a place like you are. But like, what was it like when you arrived at that point where you're like, I can do this?
I don't know. I mean, because it kind of like, I never really like stopped to look around, like to notice where I'm at. I kind of just like keep powering through it, trying to get to the next goal or whatever. But at the same time, like, yeah, like I'm definitely very appreciative for where I am. And like, mostly it's like the video stuff and like the selling beats or whatever, like that kind of stuff that makes me like independent or like have the money to be able to fund the rest of the stuff, because like I'm not getting like millions of streams or anything, so it's like I'm still working for it, but like it's doing what I love to do. So it's like it all ties in at the end of the day to me. Like making videos and making beats and making songs are like just a different side of the same coin or whatever. So it's a great feeling. Like I can't wait to take it to the next level to where I'm really like able to help other people too, like be able to give people jobs and like things like that, and really like maybe start like a business and like just take it a little more serious and be more known, and I don't know, just whatever the next step is, the next level.
Word. I got 3 quick questions before we let you go here. One thing I didn't know about you that I found out today while I was doing my research: Jimbly and Friends. My guy. I could not stop laughing today. Like I watched every episode. Can we expect more episodes of Jimbly and Friends, your animated cartoon that's available on Instagram?
I would say yeah, but I'm just like busy a lot, so it's hard because it takes a while because I'm not like good at animating, so it takes like a minute. But I do want to keep doing it for sure. I've gotten good feedback, so I would like to keep doing it.
Definitely a vibe. Pokemon cards. I seen you walking around with these Pokemon cards for sale. I think. Yeah.
I mean, I just say that. I just open them though. I don't even sell them.
What's your favorite Pokemon though?
Favorite Pokemon? Like if I wanted to be cool, I would say Missing No, like Missing Number.
Yep.
But actual favorite Pokemon would have to be like, I don't know. I used to like Scyther a lot when I was a kid. I'll just go with Scyther, I guess.
Fire. And then my last question, the first tape I listened to was called Sponsor Me Tape. If you had to pick 3 companies to sponsor you, what ideally would those be?
Okay, Frog Skateboards. They're super cool. I guess like Spitfire, they have the best wheels.
Hell yeah.
And then, does it have to be skateboard company? Is it like just
no? You could be sponsored by KFC if you really like KFC.
I gotta think of a good one then. I guess like sponsored by like Visa, like somewhere that give me money.
Shoelacebelt, this shit is stupid, dummy, priceless. You know what I mean? Like that's what we need. And before we let you go here, last question. You said in the green space before the show that you had a new project on the way. Can you give us a Weekend at Gabe's exclusive?
Yeah, it's pretty much done. It's just like a bunch of songs that I'm putting together that like I've been sitting on for a while, or like new songs that I have that like it's not so much. It's more of a mixtape than anything. It's not like a cohesive album trying to like get from point A to point B, but just a bunch of songs with like a couple features, trying to just put something out, just get these songs out into the world before I get tired of them and stuff like that. But yeah, so that should be coming out next month, hopefully. I guess I'll tell you the name. It's called The Secret Tape.
Yo,
There you go.
So,
that's a
thank
Weekend at
you.
Gabe's exclusive. We
Breaking.
live for those. We live for those here on this show, man.
Nice.
Breaking.
Yo, thank you so much for taking the time to come on, man. When that
problem.
project drops, I'm gonna be your #1 fan. We're gonna get you to 1 million streams, and it's just gonna
Thank
be me.
you.
That's
I
what
really
I'm gonna-
appreciate you, both of you guys, having me on here, doing so much research about me. I was like, dang, how do they know all that? But, it's super cool. Anytime you guys need me, just let me know. I'm down to come by, and whenever I drop something else, maybe we could do this again. But thanks again. I can't thank you enough.
Hell yeah.
Shoelacebelt is our guest tonight on Weekend at Gabe's. Give him a follow on these socials at Shoelacebelter, ER, and also at Shoelacebelt on Twitter or Instagram, that is. I know you got the locked up on Instagram. Great follow, tons of great content, and also just a great guest and performer and artist. So thank you so much for giving us your time.
No problem, man. Thank you guys again. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Thank you so much. Weekend at Gabe's, Shoelacebelt joining us. That is sometimes a mouthful to say, like really fast.
I love it. I love it, and I'm glad I finally made my dreams come true to get him on the show. So that's tight. And look out for the Secret Tape dropping next month. Hopefully, a real spooky month of October.
That's fantastic. Yeah, no, I love his music. That's a great find. I really enjoy. You're absolutely right. You said I would love it, and I really do. I really like the 808s and also the record, the Jesus Christ, what's the name of it? The sponsor record, sponsor.
Yeah,
tape.
sponsor me tape. Yeah, for sure.
He joked about that. He's like, it's only like 11 minutes. Like in the Voyage LA piece, he's like, it's 11 minutes. You can just download, listen to that real quickly.
Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe. Thanks for checking out this latest episode of Weekend at Gabe's. Click on any of the links swirling around my head and also hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thanks for checking out us here on YouTube.